Live from New Delhi, you're watching DD India Live, India's voice to the world. I'm Siddharth Bharadwaj. Coming up in next 30 minutes. Airline operations impacted by the global tech outage now restored, confirms Ministry of Civil Aviation. Aviation was most impacted sector due to outage caused by a CrowdStrike update impacting Microsoft's Windows. Tesla CEO Elon Musk congratulates India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi on becoming world's most followed leader on social media platform X. PM Modi now has over 100 million followers on the micro-blogging site. And in sports, Shafali Verma and Smriti Mandhana put a solid 85-run partnership as India beat Pakistan by 7 wickets in their Women's Asia Cup T20 match at Dambulla. A day after Microsoft outage severely impacted flight operations across India, the Ministry of Civil Aviation on Saturday said that the issue has been resolved. According to an official statement, the airline systems across airports resumed by dawn. Furthermore, the passengers are no longer facing any issues. Flight schedules are being adhered to as usual. The outage had impacted various sectors, causing significant delays and inconvenience to passengers. Several airlines had to resort to manual check-in and boarding processes at the airports. A global tech outage that caused widespread disruption in services from airlines to healthcare, shipping and finance has now eased or restored. Millions of people worldwide were affected by widespread Microsoft software outage on Friday. It impacted IT network of multiple businesses, banking services and international airlines worldwide. After the outage was resolved, companies were dealing with backlogs of delayed and cancelled flights and medical appointments, missed orders and other issues that could take days to resolve. Businesses also face questions about how to avoid future blackouts triggered by technology meant to safeguard their systems. In the United States, things are slowly coming back online after Friday's global tech glitch grounded flights, crippled hospital systems and disrupted emergency services like 911. The company at the center of meltdown, CrowdStrike, says it's working closely with impacted customers and partners to ensure all systems are restored. DD India's Tony Waterman has more from outside CrowdStrike's global headquarters in Austin, Texas.
CrowdStrike was started by ex-McAfee execs over a decade ago and has been based here in Austin since 2021, currently in this nondescript building right here behind me. The company is really known for its modern endpoint security products like Falcon, the one that caused this global disruption. Unlike traditional antivirus software, CrowdStrike's products continuously monitor laptops, desktops, smartphones, so suspicious activity can be detected in real time and immediately eliminated, if not prevented altogether. And as you'd imagine, this type of cybersecurity has become hugely popular as more people work remotely and cyber criminals become more sophisticated. But as we have seen, there are vulnerabilities. For this continuous scanning to work, the software needs access to the inner workings of all of the operating systems, and that means even a small bug like the one released during CrowdStrike's recent update can have cascading and far-reaching impacts. This has been compounded by CrowdStrike's consumer base. It has tens of thousands of clients around the globe, including nearly 300 Fortune 500 companies like Google, Amazon, and Intel. Now, the company's CEO, George Kurtz, has apologized for the chaos, saying on social media that the company understands the gravity of the situation, and he made it clear that this is not the result of a security breach. Now, besides software, CrowdStrike is also known for its investigations into major cyber attacks, including the 2014 hacking of Sony Pictures and Russia's hacking of Democratic National Committee computers during the 2016 election. Tony Waterman, Austin, Texas.
At a time when his contender Donald Trump has been nominated as the presidential candidate unanimously by the Republican Party, the Democratic Party's aspirant and U.S. President Joe Biden is facing troubles after troubles for his re-election bid. In a fresh jolt to his candidature, his fundraisers have told their fund release causing this month donations plummet. This may even cause problems in his official nomination on August 19 convention of his party.
Several of US President Joe Biden's campaign fundraisers have put their funds on hold and are not releasing the sum to Biden. This has caused Biden's plans to raise money in Austin, Denver and California next week being shelved. Due to such uncertainties, the hopes to raise $50 million donation in July for Biden's victory fund has not reached even half-mark figures as of Friday. However, to give boost to his campaign and claim for formal candidature, Joe Biden is understood to begin his campaign next week after being in isolation due to getting detected for COVID-19 since Wednesday. Biden remains defiant, saying the policy plan developed by Trump's conservative allies is full of mischief and he will expose Trump's Project 2025 agenda. Meanwhile, 34 out of the total 264 congressmen in both houses have publicly expressed their displeasure over Biden's candidacy and have urged him to drop out for a better candidate against Trump. They represent more than 1 in 8 Democrats in Congress, where Biden's party controls 213 seats in the House of Representatives and 51 in the Senate. The official party process to nominate Biden is advancing as the Democratic National Convention Rules Committee met on Friday to outline a virtual voting process to bring forward the official nomination of the 81-year-old before the party's in-person convention starts in August 19 in Chicago. Officials argue an early nomination is needed to easily comply with state election laws or risk being left off the November ballot. For a party already divided over Biden, the early virtual vote may again put pressure on Biden to pull out of the race. To put further pressure on Biden, some Democrats have begun advertising against him. Akhilesh Suman's report for TD India.
An increased security detail, road closures and tighter checks are the measures being taken by the U.S. Secret Service for former President Donald Trump's upcoming Saturday rally. Donald Trump is set to make his first public campaign appearance, which will be held at Grand Rapids Von Andel Arena, almost 1 week after an attempt on the former president's life during a rally in Pennsylvania. The Grand Rapids Police Chief Eric Windstrom said that local police are working closely with their federal partners for Saturday's campaign event. U.S. Republican presidential nominee Donald Trump said that he had a very good call with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelenskyy on Friday and pledged to end the conflict between Russia and Ukraine. Trump has pledged to end the conflict before taking office in January if he wins the November 5 election. Trump said that he will bring peace to the world as President Zelenskyy also reported his conversation with Trump and expressed gratitude for U.S. military assistance. He also congratulated Trump on securing the presidential nomination and agreed to arrange a meeting in person. Zelenskyy rejects any negotiations with Russia on ending the conflict as long as Russian troops remain in Ukraine. The International Court of Justice on Friday said that Israel's occupation in the West Bank and East Jerusalem violated international law and has called on Israel to leave the territories. However, the UN top court says that an advisory opinion is not legally binding but carries more moral authority and can shape international law. DD India's Mitch McCann reports from New York.
The International Court of Justice said the Israeli settlements in the West Bank and East Jerusalem and the regime associated with them have been established and are being maintained in violation of international law. Critically, it added that Israel is under an obligation to provide full reparation for the damage caused by its internationally wrongful acts, to all natural or legal persons concerned. It is the first time the court has laid out its position on an issue that has been the source of vigorous debate and multiple resolutions in the halls of the United Nations for decades. The court's determination stems from a request from the United Nations General Assembly in 2022, which asked the ICJ to rule on the legal consequences of Israel's settlements. More than 50 nations addressed hearings at the Peace Palace at The Hague in February, where countries mostly sided with Palestinian representatives, except for Israel's traditional allies, like the United States and the United Kingdom. Israel's Prime Minister responded to the ICJ ruling, Benjamin Netanyahu saying the Jewish people are not occupiers of their own land, and that no false decision at The Hague can distort the historical truth, just as the legality of Israeli settlements in all the territories of our homeland cannot be contested. The court's advisory is not legally binding, but is likely to carry significant political weight among the international community. Mitch McCann in New York reporting for DD India.
In the latest updates on Israel-Hamas conflict, U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken said a long-sought ceasefire between Israel and Hamas was within sight, adding negotiators were driving toward the goal line.
We have an agreement to the framework the President put out by both Israel and Hamas. The question now is finishing the negotiation of some critical details. They signed onto the framework, right, and that's what's so important. But there remain some issues that need to be resolved, that need to be negotiated. We're in the midst of doing exactly that.
And an Iranian-made drone set by Yemen's Houthi rebels struck Tel Aviv, leaving one person dead and at least 10 injured. The Israeli army released a footage showing a drone flying over Tel Aviv's shores and then a blast in coastal city. The aerial strike rumbled through the center of the city, causing shrapnel to rain down and spreading shards of glass over a large radius. The White House condemned the attack by calling it reckless. All right, let's see what's happening in the world. A highway bridge collapsed due to a flash flood in Shaanxi province in China's northwest on Friday. According to the officials, 11 people were killed after the vehicle fell into river due to bridge collapse. China's National Fire and Rescue Authority said on Saturday it has dispatched a rescue team to the site. The team includes 859 people, 90 vehicles, 20 boats and 41 drones. Sultan Ibrahim Sultan Iskandar ascended the throne as Malaysia's 17th king on Saturday. The king ascended the throne during an elaborate coronation ceremony in the National Palace. Sultan Ibrahim hails from the southern state of Johor, whose sultanate can be traced back to the 16th century. Visitors enjoyed aircraft display at the Pitch Black Defence Exercise Open Day in Australia on Saturday. Osprey from the US and over 30 aircraft, including 20 different fighter aircraft from participating countries, were the major attractions for the visitors. Exercise Pitch Black 24 is Royal Australian Air Force's biennial capstone international engagement exercise, with forces drawn from a wide range of regional, coalition and allied nations. And still to come on this edition of DD India Live. India's Foreign Secretary Vikram Misri calls on Bhutan Prime Minister Tshering Tobgay, reaffirms close bonds of friendship India shares with Bhutan. And as we observe the International Chess Day today, we'll bring you the honors and the global impact this game has.
What are the strategic implications of China's slowdown? Why is China not able to reverse its slowdown? And what will this do to China's behavior in the world?
The Chinese will continue to look at India as an obstacle. So we have to understand that that is going to continue. But, it's not as if the Chinese hold all the cards. We can also decide for ourselves by our own actions how we can make the most of it. If China is under pressure from the Americans and the Europeans, how can we take advantage of it?
As the world gears up for the biggest sporting extravaganza, Olympics 2024, we at DD India are all set to bring you reports, reactions, and all the latest action from Ground Zero. Watch DD India's super exclusive show, Cheer for Bharat. Only on DD India from July the 22nd at 6:30 p.m. IST, 1 p.m. GMT. Get ready to cheer for Indian athletes at the Paris Olympics 2024.
You're watching DD India Live. I'm Siddharth Bharadwaj. Unrest in Bangladesh is continuing despite Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina's call to talk to protesting students. The government has imposed curfew across the country and army has been deployed. India has assured all possible help to the troubled nation. The clashes between student protesters and police have led to several deaths, while hundreds were injured in Dhaka and other parts of the country. Internet and text message services remained suspended since Thursday. The demonstrators are demanding scrapping of this 30% reservation in government jobs for the family members of the freedom fighters in 1971 war against Pakistan. More than 778 Indian students have already returned and more are coming back. In addition, 200 students returned by regular flights. 13 Nepalese students have also returned with India's assistance. There are about 15,000 Indians in Bangladesh, including 8,500 students. External Affairs Ministry spokesperson Randhir Jaiswal said in reply to a question on Friday that India has assured all possible assistance to the Bangladesh government.
As you are aware, there is an unrest, there are protests which are happening there. We have around 8,500 students and somewhere around 15,000 Indian nationals resident in the country. We have issued a travel advisory for people to be in touch with the High Commission and for us to render any assistance that they may need. External Affairs Minister is himself monitoring the situation. The High Commission will be giving regular updates on the situation there. We will also be giving regular updates, and we urge all family members of Indian nationals who reside in Bangladesh to be in touch, follow us for regular updates. We remain committed to provide all possible assistance to our nationals.
Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi's popularity continues to grow by leaps and bounds as he recently became the most followed global leader on social media platform X. Owner of X, formerly known as Twitter, Elon Musk congratulated the Prime Minister for his historic achievement. In a post on X, Musk said, and I quote, "Congratulations PM Narendra Modi on being the most followed world leader." PM Modi created a record for achieving 100 million followers on the microblogging site. PM Modi stands out significantly ahead of his global counterparts in terms of followers on X. President of superpower country US Joe Biden stands far behind from Modi with 38.1 million followers. Dubai ruler Sheikh Mohammed has 11.2 million. Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau has 6.5 million, while Italian Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni has 2.4 million followers. His social media following stands out even when compared to some of the world's most popular athletes and celebrities, such as Indian cricketer Virat Kohli and Brazilian footballer Neymar Jr. India's Foreign Secretary Vikram Misri and his Bhutanese counterpart Om Pema Chodin co-chaired 3rd India-Bhutan Development Cooperation talks of 13th five-year plan on Saturday. They reviewed implementation modalities and cooperation in diverse areas of development partnership under 13th five-year plan period. The two sides expressed satisfaction at large number of India-Bhutan development projects implemented under the 12th five-year plan in sectors including connectivity, infrastructure, cultural heritage, health, education, agriculture, sports, skilling and digital economy. The two foreign secretaries also virtually inaugurated 19 schools in Bhutan which were constructed during the 12th FYP period. Earlier on Friday, the Foreign Secretary called on Bhutan Prime Minister Tshering Tobgay. Vikram Misri reaffirmed the close bonds of friendship India shares with Bhutan and India's firm commitment to further strengthen India-Bhutan ties. India's Deputy Permanent Representative, Ambassador R. Ravindra, delivered India's statement today at the United Nations Security Council briefing on the cooperation between the UN and the regional and sub-regional organizations in maintenance of international peace and security. Meanwhile, India's Union Minister G. Kishan Reddy launched the Mineral Exploration Hackathon and Critical Mineral Roadshow in Hyderabad on Saturday. The hackathon and roadshow will be held under Central Department of Mines. It showcases the department's aim of achieving further development in the mining sector by adopting a creative approach to utilizing mineral resources and adopting international best practices. The program will explain innovation in mineral exploration techniques, increasing awareness of mining based on available geophysical data and the use of modern technologies in the sector. And chess is one of the oldest sports that has a deep-rooted connection with India. India has not only been associated with the sport since ages, but even in the recent times, India has seen the emergence of many international chess champions as well. On this International Chess Day, we bring you this exclusive report that tells you all about India's connection with chess and how chess can make your mental health better.
International Chess Day is an annual chess celebration held on the 20th of July every year. The idea for the International Chess Day was first proposed by the United Nations Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization, or the UNESCO. It was first celebrated in the year 1966 after FIDE established the event. The UN General Assembly unanimously approved a resolution recognizing International Chess Day in 2019. From the very origin of the beautiful game to the current global online chess phenomena, India has contributed significantly to the world of chess. Chess was born out of Indian game called Chaturanga before 600s AD. According to the UN, the game evolved in northern Indian subcontinent between 319 and 543 CE. Historical records show that 8x8 chessboard dates from days of Mahabharata and Ramayana. The word Chaturanga means four-limbed. It refers to ancient army divisions of infantry, cavalry, elephantry and chariotry. The game spread west to Persia via the Silk Roads. The game was termed Shatranj when it came to Sassanid Persia around 600 CE. Eventually, the game evolved into what we know as chess around the 16th century. Chess is played by around 605 million individually on a regular basis. Not only this, chess is a very important game for mental health and fitness. Speaking on its importance, celebrated chess star Vidit Gujarati said that chess is a mental gym and it plays a key role in one's fitness.
Everyone a very, very happy International Chess Day. Chess is a beautiful sport. It's like gym for your brain. It keeps you mentally sharp and alert. And I believe everyone should at least try it once in their life. And I'm sure you will have a lot of fun in doing so. So have fun, enjoy, cheers.
India has produced a lot of Indian chess stars. From Vishwanathan Anand to the youngest prodigy R. Pragnananda, India is continuously emerging as a bright star in various sporting fields along with chess. Deepika Mehto's report for DD India.
And India defeated Pakistan by 7 wickets in their 2024 Women's Asia Cup T20 match at Dambulla on Friday. Shefali Verma and Smriti Mandhana put a solid 85-run opening partnership in the chase of 109 to throw Pakistan out of the game. Earlier, Deepti Sharma picked 3 wickets while Pooja Vastrakar, Renuka Singh and Shreyanka Patil took 2 wickets each as India bowled out Pakistan for 108. Deepti returned 3 for 20 while Renuka picked 2 for 14. Vastrakar was a bit expensive with figures of 2 for 31. Sidra Amin was the top run getter for Pakistan after the side won the toss and opted to bat first. And Paris 2024 unveiled the podiums for the Olympic and Paralympic Games in front of the Eiffel Tower. The Summer Games mascots and French Paralympic athletes took their turns posing for photos on the podium, which organizers said were made entirely out of recycled wood and plastic. The Paris 2024 Olympics bid committee proposed a strong eco-friendly plan that will slash carbon emissions. The Olympic Games will be held in Paris from July 26 to August 11, 2024, followed by Paralympic Games from August 28 to September 8. Members of the refugee Olympic team made their way to the Olympic Village, where they will be housed alongside the rest of the Paris 2024 athletes. This year's refugee Olympic team is made up of 37 athletes who currently live in 12 different countries, and they will be competing in 12 different sports. The refugee team in Paris is the largest ever, and this will be the third consecutive Olympic Games to field the team. Managed by Olympic Refuge Foundation, the refugee team allows elite athletes who would not otherwise have the chance to participate on the world's biggest sporting stage. And that's all for this edition of DD India Live. But let us know your thoughts on the news of the day. For those on the go, you can get all the latest news and updates from India and across the world on the DD India mobile app. The app is available on both Android and iOS platforms. Scan the QR code on the screen to download now. And we'll be back with more news as it breaks here on DD India. I'm Siddharth Bharadwaj. From all of us here in Delhi, thanks for watching DD India Live.